Hi guys, today I Himanshi, a student of HMR College, is going to share my project which I learned from Skyfi Labs, which is based on machine learning using Python, and the title of the project is Prediction of Boston House Pricing. So first of all, we'll import some important libraries like NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib for animations, and from scikit libraries we'll import load Boston, mean squared errors, and from IPython display we'll import HTML. So first of all we'll load the data. We'll load the data of Boston into load underscore Boston, and boston.descr describes the description of Boston. So here we can see that we got the dataset characteristics, and we got the number of instances as 506, 13 attributes, and the 14th value is the median value, which is usually the target. We can see we got these attributes from the Boston dataset, which was present in the scikit library, sklearn library. So now we'll put the data into pandas data frame by using the function pd.dataframe, and we'll put the features in this tabular form. Now we can see these features as in tabular form. Now we can print any column which we want, like I printed features age, so we got the column of the age here. Now we'll put the target into the data frame by using the function pd.dataframe. So we got the target as in tabular form. Now we can see maximum and minimum targets also. We can find anything from this column as in maximum, minimum. We got maximum as 50, minimum as 5. Now the third step is to concatenate the features and target into a single data frame. Here we can see we are concatenating the data, features and target into a single data frame where axis equals to 1 and axis equal to 1 denotes the column wise concatenation. As you can see here, target is in the column is in the last column. So now to set the precision up to 2 decimal places, we'll use the function describe.round decimals equals to 2. So we can see the values count, mean, STD, min, 25%, 50%. So we got all the values, and now the most important step is correlation between the attribute and target. So we can find the correlation between an attribute and target. Here we are using the Pearson correlation. We can use any correlation we want. So first of all we'll obtain the absolute value. We are using the function abs here for getting positive values. As you can see, we get all the positive values. So again we'll zip the features and the values, then we'll sort it into descending values, and then we'll plot the correlation graph. Here we have defined the x-axis as attributes and y as correlation with target variables. So we can see we got the maximum correlation between the LSTAT and the target, and the second most maximum correlation is RM. We can see the least correlation is CHAS. Yeah. So now we'll define x and y as LSTAT and target values. We can see that printing x will get these values. This is normalization. This is before normalization. But if we normalize it by using min-max scalar function, we'll create an instance of scalar object, and then we'll use it to fit transform function. We'll get the values such as 0.0896, 0.2044 and all. Now we can split the data into training and testing data. 80% of the data is split into the training data and 20% of the data is split into the testing data. Now to calculate mean squared error, we need to define 3 functions: error, update, gradient descent. So define error, define update, define gradient descent. These 3 functions we are defining to find the mean squared error. Now to plot the graph, the animated graph, we'll use the function plot.subplots, and we'll define 2 functions, init and update frame, and by using this html.nm.2 underscore html5 underscore video, we'll plot the graph. Now to plot the regression curve, we'll use the function plot.scatter xtrain ytrain color equals to blue. And to plot the regression line, we'll use the function plt.plot xtrain, and we'll use the equation of the line here, and color will be red. As you can see, we are getting the regression curve and the line of regression. Now to arrange, okay, this is something. Yeah, to get the predicted values, we'll define predicted equals to m into x test plus c. To get the mean squared error via test predicted, we'll get the mean squared error, we can see here. Now we'll put the predicted values into the data frame by using the function p.data_frame, and we'll zip the attributes x test, y test, and predicted values. We can see here we got the table, and the predicted and the target values are nearby similar, not accurate, but yeah, they are similar. So we can develop this graph by using matplotlines and getting this. We can again reshape the values of the predicted values by using inverse transform function and the xtail_scaled functions. We can see that we get the target and the predicted values. The correlation we can see between the target and the predicted values, and also the x attributes. Now to develop mean squared error, we can we can take another method. We can plot a graph, and we can plot a noise graph also. To plot the line graph, we'll use these are the number of iterations, n equals to 200. So number of iterations equals to 200, and we are plotting a sine wave here by using the function line space 0 into 2 np.pi comma n. Sine values equals to np.sin x. We have plotted the sine values. Now we need to add noise in this. So we'll use the function noise. We'll use the function noise equals to 0.5, and noise sine values, we'll just add some random uniform function into sine values, and we'll get this graph of sine waves included with the noise values. Here we can find the mean squared error in two methods, by manual method and by using function. We can see by manually using this formula, we can get 0.0877 as the value of mean squared error, and also by using the function mean squared error, we are getting the same values. So it is very obvious that we are getting same values of the both. So yes, this was the project, and thank you.